Welcome once again. In this session, we are going to discuss noise performance in double sideband suppressed carrier receivers. It is also called as coherent detection. As shown in figure, typical receiver model has a bandpass filter and coherent detector. Coherent detector consists of product modulator with input as received signal xt and locally generated sinusoidal carrier signal, that is cos 2pi fct. Then output of product modulator V function t is passed through low pass filter, which allow only the low frequency signals, and we get output yt corresponding to information bearing signal. As we know that in double sideband suppressed carrier modulation technique, the modulated signal given as S function t equals to AC cos 2pi fct into mt, where fc is carrier frequency with amplitude of capital A and mt is the message signal. This double sideband suppressed carrier modulated wave get added with front end receiver noise denoted by Wt, and after passing through bandpass filter having a bandwidth same as transmission bandwidth, and we get band limited signal x function t. This band limited signal is equals to S function t plus nt, where nt is the narrowband noise which can represent in terms of in-phase and quadrature component. Now for the analysis of noise performance in coherent detector, we first find pre-detection signal to noise ratio, that is input SNR. So first we find average power of double sideband suppressed carrier signal, that is S function t. For this we take expectation operator and average power of signal becomes expectation of S square t. Now in place of S function t we can put AC cos 2pi fct into mt and squaring it. As this signal having two terms as a function of time, so expectation of S square t becomes expectation of AC cos 2pi fct square into expectation of m square t. Now for our convenience we assume expectation of m square t equals to p, that is called average message power. And since AC cos 2pi fct is a periodic signal with a period of capital T, then we can write expectation of AC cos 2pi fct square equals to 1 upon t integration of AC cos 2pi fct square with taking a limit from 0 to t. So expectation of S square t becomes 1 upon t integration of AC cos 2pi fct square into p into dt with the limit of 0 to capital T. Here the integration is over one cycle. Now using formula of cos square A equals to 1 plus cos 2A upon 2, we get expectation of S square t equals to P into AC square upon 2t integration of 1 plus cos 4 pi fct into dt with the limit 0 to capital T. After taking integration of 1 plus cos 4 pi fct with respect to t, we get P into AC square upon 2t within bracket t plus sin 4 pi fct upon 4 pi fct with a limit of 0 to t. And after solving, we get average power of signal equals to P into AC square by 2. Or we can say that expectation of S square t equals to AC square upon 2 into capital P. Here P is called average message power. Now we note a point. We know that the average power of filtered noise N function t is equals to capital N naught into Bt. So we can say that expectation of N square t is N naught into Bt, where N naught is called average noise power per unit bandwidth and B suffix t is called transmission bandwidth. So signal to noise ratio at the input is equals to expectation of S square t upon expectation of N square t, and this is equals to AC square upon 2 into P upon N naught into Bt. And after arrangement we get input signal to noise ratio equals to AC square into P upon 2 N naught into Bt. Since we know that the transmission bandwidth for double sideband suppressed carrier is twice of the message bandwidth, or we can say that transmission bandwidth is twice of W. And after putting this, we get pre-detection signal to noise ratio of coherent detector equals to AC square P upon 4 N naught into W. This input signal to noise ratio is measured at the point before message signal is demodulated. Next we find post-detection signal to noise ratio, which is measured after demodulation. But it depends on the modulation and demodulation technique of double sideband suppressed carrier. Now again we consider input signal x function t equals to st plus nt. Here nt is called narrowband noise and expressed in terms of in-phase and quadrature component with respect to carrier. So input signal xt equals to st plus nit cos 2 pi fct minus nqt sin 2 pi fct. Here ni is in-phase and nq is quadrature component of narrowband noise. Next, as shown in figure, the output of the product modulator is simply the product of received signal xt and locally generated sinusoidal carrier cos 2 pi fct. So the output of product modulator V function t equals to xt into cos 2 pi fct. Now in place of xt we can write st plus n function t. Here st is the transmitted signal and n function t is the narrowband noise. Also, we know that the transmitted signal ST is double sideband suppressed carrier signal that can be represented by AC cos 2 pi fct into MT. Here MT is the message signal. Also, filtered noise N function T is considered as a narrowband noise with in-phase and quadrature component. So, in place of N function T, we can write Ni cos 2 pi fct minus Nqt sin 2 pi fct. Now we open the bracket, we get V function t equals to AC cos square 2 pi fct into mt plus NIT cos square 2 pi fct minus NQT sin 2 pi fct into cos 2 pi fct. In the first and second term, we can use formula of cos square A equals to 1 plus cos 2A upon 2. And in the third term, we can use sin A cos A equals to sin 2A upon 2. Now again expand it. We get V function t equals to AC upon 2 into mt plus AC upon 2 mt cos 4 pi fct plus Ni upon 2 plus Ni upon 2 cos 4 pi fct minus Nq upon 2 sin 4 pi fct. Now combine first and third term, also second and fourth term, which results V function t equals to half of AC mt plus Nit plus half of AC mt plus Nit cos 4 pi fct minus half of Nqt sin 4 pi fct. Now this output of the product modulator is passed through low pass filter. And since the second and third term are the high frequency components that is centered at twice of Fc, these terms are filtered out and we get only first term. So the output of low pass filter Y function t equals to half of AC mt plus Nit, or we can write half of AC into mt plus half of Nit. And this output contains only the in-phase component which is additive in nature and quadrature component is completely filtered out. So we can say that noise component at the output is only in-phase component which is equals to half of Ni function t. As the transmission bandwidth of double sideband suppressed carrier is twice of W. So the bandwidth of low pass filter is also equals to twice of W, where W is called message bandwidth, which is equals to half of transmission bandwidth. Now let us consider low pass filter in frequency domain with the transfer function of capital H function f. Here the input of the low pass filter is V function t and output is Y function t in time domain. Since the low pass filter removes quadrature component completely, we consider only in-phase component at the input and output of the filter. Now the average power of in-phase component can be computed using expectation operator, and expectation of Ni square is called average power of filtered noise, and it is equals to integration of N naught into df taken limit minus W2 plus W. Here N naught is called average noise power per unit bandwidth. So the average power of in-phase component that is obtained from expectation of Ni square function t equals to 2 N naught into W, or we can say that N naught into V suffix t. Here V suffix t is called transmission bandwidth of double sideband suppressed carrier, which is equals to twice of W. Here double sideband suppressed carrier having a transmission bandwidth of twice of W, that's why we take a limit from minus W to plus W. And the average power of in-phase component of noise is equals to twice of N naught into W, which is at the input side of the filter. Next, at the output of low pass filter, signal Y function T contains half of in-phase noise component. And in order to find power spectral density of this noise component at the output, we use a formula. That is, power spectral density of output signal Y function T equals to power spectral density of input signal V function T into square of magnitude of HF function. Now for double sideband suppressed carrier scheme, the noise power spectral density at the input is twice of N naught into W. Here the transmission bandwidth is twice of W. W is called message bandwidth, and here N naught is called average noise power per unit bandwidth. So the power spectral density of output is denoted by S function F suffix Y equals to mod of HF square into twice of N naught W. Since the transfer function of filter HF is the ratio of output noise component upon input noise component and equal to half. And after putting in formula, we get power spectral density of output equals to half square into twice of N naught W, and it is half of N naught W. So we can say that at the input of the low pass filter, the power spectral density of in-phase noise component is twice of N naught W, and at the output it becomes half of N naught W. After this, we have to find the average signal power at output. For this, we consider output signal Y function T equals to 1 upon 2 AC MT plus half of NI function T. Since we assume average power of message signal is equals to capital P, therefore the average signal power of output can be determined using expectation operator, which is equals to half AC square into P or 1 upon 4 AC square into P. Therefore, the output signal to noise ratio equals to average signal power upon average noise power, which is equals to 1 upon 4 AC square into P upon 1 upon 2 N naught into W. And after calculating, the output signal to noise ratio becomes AC square P upon 2 N naught W. Now, we can compare output signal to noise ratio with input signal to noise ratio. And since input signal to noise ratio equals to AC square P upon 4 N naught W, or we can write as twice of input signal to noise ratio equals to AC square P upon 2 N naught W. This AC square P upon 2 N naught W is same as output signal to noise ratio. So we can say that post detector's SNR is equals to twice of pre-detector SNR. But in order to analyze noise performance of double sideband suppressed carrier receiver, we use reference model as shown in figure. This reference model is based on different baseband transmission scheme. And here we have to find figure of merit, which is a ratio of output signal to noise ratio upon reference signal to noise ratio. Here the transmission scheme is double sideband suppressed carrier. So at the input of low pass filter, received signal is a combination of transmitted signal having modulated signal power with front end receiver noise W function T. As the power spectral density of WT is N naught by 2, where N naught is called average noise power per unit bandwidth. But here the transmission scheme is double sideband suppressed carrier and its transmission bandwidth is twice of W, and the power spectral density of noise becomes N naught by 2 into twice of W, that is N naught into W. This N naught into W represent average power of noise measured in message bandwidth. Also, the average power of double sideband suppressed carrier signal is obtained using expectation operator, and it gives AC square upon 2 into P. So the reference signal to noise ratio is equals to average power of modulated message signal upon average power of noise measured in message bandwidth, and it gives AC square P upon 2 N naught into W. Now using output signal to noise ratio and its value is AC square P upon 2 N naught into W, the figure of merit becomes unity. So we can say that the figure of merit in double sideband suppressed carrier scheme is always unity.